If there is one thing I can tell you with absolute confidence, it is that nothing is impossible. Everything that you want is 100% possible, and you can manifest what other people have told you is impossible. When I was really sick for many, many years, which eventually turned into me having 13 infections going on in my gut, every single doctor and every naturopath and every resource out there I could find all said that it was impossible to heal your gut through eating processed food and sugar and even sometimes carbohydrates. Some of the doctors I worked with also told me that I was going to have to learn to live with some of my existing conditions. Well, I proved every single one of them wrong, and I was able to completely heal my gut eating sugar, eating processed food, eating plenty of carbohydrates, eating whatever I want, and without taking any drugs or supplements that everyone said I needed to take in order to be able to kill off the infections and heal my gut. Many of you on this channel are already familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza, but if you're not, I'm going to briefly tell you his impossible story. Back in the 80s, he was competing in a triathlon. He was in the bicycle portion of the triathlon and was hit by a truck, thrown from his bicycle, and shattered his spine. Now, his doctors said not only would he never walk again, but they suggested a surgery to fuse his spine with a steel rod. Either way, they said whether he had the surgery or not, he would never walk again. He refused to believe this and instead chose to use the power of his mind. Every day he visualized his spine healing vertebrae by vertebrae, and within 12 weeks was back on his feet, eventually reaching full and complete recovery. Again, what the doctors told him was impossible. And now he has gone on to put on multiple, probably, I think, what did he say? It's like 50 seminars at this point where he has helped hundreds of thousands of other people to be able to do the impossible, such as complete recovery from stage 4 cancer, people being completely paralyzed and being able to get up out of their wheelchairs and walk again, blind people being able to see, and so many other incredible stories of people overcoming the impossible. I think it's safe to say that we are all familiar with Sir Morgan Freeman, who is arguably one of the best and most well-respected actors of all time, right? He didn't gain his success, his big break as an actor until he was 50 years old. How often do we hear that making it in show business past a certain age is impossible? Once upon a time, it was said that for a human being, it is impossible to run a 4-minute mile until 1954, when Roger Bannister proved that not only was it possible, but he did it in just under 4 minutes. Maya Angelou not only came from an incredibly difficult background, full of things like abuse and drugs, she was minimally educated, and during a time in the 60s where African Americans were heavily oppressed, went on to become one of the best known writers of all time. And she went on to become one of the most influential people of all time. So what do all of these examples have in common? None of these people, myself included, are any better than you. None of these people, including myself, are any more special than you. But each of these examples are of someone who never gave up on themselves, who continued to persist in believing in themselves no matter who told them that what they wanted to experience was impossible. No matter who told them that what they wanted would never happen, they refused to give up. And not one of those people are any better than you. The only reason that you think that what you want is impossible for you is because someone or multiple people have told you that it is impossible for you. But every single person that tells you it is impossible is an example of someone who gave up, or someone who has not allowed themselves to stay open to the fact that it could be completely possible, but likely in a way that they've never seen it done before. And ooh, did you guys hear that thunder? And every single one of these examples that I just gave you, and there are so many more where that came from, are all examples of people who not only proved that the impossible was possible, but they did it in a way that had never been done before, or at least not commonly done in that way, or coming from the background that they came from, or the race that they came from. No matter what the circumstance, if you keep trusting that it is possible for you and simply stay open to how it could happen for you, then it's 100% possible for you and going to happen for you. It is a guarantee that you're going to get it. It's a guarantee that it's going to happen for you. The only thing that's going to hold you back is if you give up. And in all of the examples that I just gave you, maybe some of them for all I know, but in many of those cases, those people didn't even know that they were manifesting, that they were consciously manifesting the outcomes that they desired. Imagine with me, if you will, if each one of them had known about the power of conscious manifestation. The law of assumption, the law of attraction, the power of energy, the power of thought, the mind-to-body connection. Imagine how much more powerful you'd be. Imagine how much more powerful you are, that you are aware of conscious manifestation and that you can consciously manifest every specific thing that you want, so that you don't have to just be another person who's hoping and wishing for it and working their butt off for it. You get to do the work to become a magnet to what you want so that it naturally gets drawn to you. The one thing that you have to do, though, if you want to make the impossible possible, is you have to be willing to let the old story go. The old story is the one you keep telling yourself over and over and over about why you don't have what you want yet, why it is impossible for you, why it's impossible for you because so far in your life, you've never had what you want. You've never been able to experience it because you've never seen anybody else experience what you want, because you've never seen it be possible for someone your age, or someone older than you, or someone from your background. What do you think would have happened to any one of the examples I gave you today, or anybody who's done something that people said was impossible, if they had simply decided to stay with the story that said, this isn't going to be possible because I've never seen it done before. This is impossible because I've been told that it's never possible, so I might as well not even try. I might as well not even believe in myself. It seems kind of silly, right? But the truth is they had to see it in their mind. They had to believe in it before they actually saw it in their 3D. When everyone else around them was doubting them and telling them it was impossible, maybe they'd even been told it by doctors or whomever. And they stayed persistent in believing that it was possible until it happened. And I bet you right now, because I know from experience with just my own story of healing my body, that every single one of those people had a time in their life where they did listen to what other people said was or was not possible. And they saw that all that did was lead to a life that made them unhappy. Again, the people who tell you, who've told me that what you want is impossible, are the ones who've given up, are the ones who've decided for themselves that it's impossible, are the ones who've decided that they're not even going to stay open to the fact that it could be possible in a way that they've just never seen before. But you don't have to be one of those people. You can be like me and just like every other person that I've given you as an example. You can be like the clients that I've had that are successful, the people that you maybe know who've done things that people said were impossible. That can just as easily be you. But the first thing and most important thing that you've got to do, got to stop doing, is keep telling that old story. Quit coming up with reasons. Quit focusing on reasons why it's impossible for you. Quit focusing on all the people who've never been able to do what it is that you want to do, who have never been successful. And instead, focus on lots of different examples like I've given you today to motivate you, to inspire you, to show you what's possible for you. Because if all of these people can do what they did, then why can't you experience what you want to experience? The answer is you absolutely can. But you've got to start by saying, I'm going to quit looking for reasons to believe that it's impossible. And I'm going to choose to believe in myself and to not give up no matter what happens. Because if you do that, if you stay persistent and you believe in yourself and you refuse to give up, you're going to get there. It's going to happen for you. And you will be one of these examples of people who's been able to accomplish the impossible. You will have made the impossible possible. There's a big reason why mindset is really at the core of everything I teach. And that is because no matter whether you're wanting to heal your body, lose weight, manifest more money, manifest love, manifest a specific career, whatever you say happens in that area, whatever you say happens in your life for that matter, however you say it goes, whatever you say is or isn't possible for you is what is going to keep happening, is what you are going to continue experiencing. And if you don't like that, then that means that there has got to be a big mindset shift, a big subconscious mind reprogramming. And every single person, myself included, who was able to do what they did, as my examples in the beginning of the video, who proved that the impossible was possible, had to create a major mindset shift. There was no way that they could stay as the person who expected those things that they eventually ended up doing, who expected that to be impossible for them, who thought the way everyone else did around them, all the people that doubted them and told them that they'd never be able to do it. If they thought like those people, if I thought like those people, I never would have accomplished what I did. Those people that I just gave you examples of would never have accomplished what they have. And so your mindset is the number one key to manifest anything in your life. Now, within manifestation and brain reprogramming, there are a million different techniques. There's affirmations, there's visualization, there's meditation, there's Joe Dispenza's brain heart coherence, there's scripting. It really, truly doesn't matter which method you use. They all work. Because the whole purpose of all these different techniques, if you will, is simply to, first of all, get you into the mindset and the state of the version of you who already has what you want, who has already, in this case, manifested the impossible. And so the great thing about having all these different methods is you get to experiment with them and find which one or ones resonates the most with you and really feels the best to you and that you have the most success with when you are consistent with it. I think one of the most common pitfalls within manifestation, within brain rewiring is people kind of fall into whatever's trendy at the moment, or they try a new technique that they've never heard of or that they're new to, and they do it for a little while and then they don't see results, and so they give up. And I'm telling you guys right now, you don't have the beliefs and the negative circumstances that you have right now because you thought negative things a few times and things changed overnight. This is years of limiting negative programming that has told you that what you want is impossible. And it's not going to take you years to rewire it, but it is something that you have to persist with and you have to stay consistent with. And if you do that, you will. It is a guarantee that you absolutely will see the change. But what most of us end up doing is we do it for a little while and then we end up seeing a negative circumstance pop up and we assume that that means it's not working. I have done this. I have done this many, many times. It is something that in the areas of my own life I'm still working on. I have to remember this on a consistent basis, but I've always seen it to be true. And all you need to prove this to yourself is look at every single time that you expect negative outcomes to happen in that area of your life and look what has followed thereafter. You're going to see that every single thing that you have kept telling yourself is going to happen is exactly what happened. So whatever technique or techniques that you choose, it doesn't matter, but you've got to stick with them. Now, if you work with me, I always do a combination of techniques because the ways that I have had the most success and that my clients have had the most success are with more than one technique. And then, like I said, it kind of leaves it open for people to figure out which ones they really enjoy the most and what they're having the most success with. And I just realized that I never took the time to say, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, hi, I'm Jessie Riemann. And basically, in the case of this video, if you want me to help you manifest the impossible, if you want a step-by-step process of exactly how to do this, you want it to be completely customized to you for your exact circumstances, you want the support, the accountability, someone who really believes in you, who wants to help you believe in you, then that's exactly what I do in my coaching packages. Just as I'm thinking about it, for those of you who want to experience all the things that I always talk about. You want to become a magnet to all of your desires so you can manifest everything you want. You want to become your most confident self, or you get to finally have your healthiest dream body without any dieting or extremes or having to take anything. If you want all those things, but you're just so exhausted, you don't feel good most of the time. I have just launched my brand new coaching package, 30-Day Replenish, so that we can really take a slower approach while we heal your nervous system and get you feeling healthier and more energized and really better than you have felt in a very long time in just 30 days. So that is now available. But if you only take one thing away from this video, please let it be this. Nothing is impossible except for what you decide is impossible. Because as soon as you decide that it is impossible, you start to train your brain to believe that it is impossible. And once you've trained your brain to believe it's impossible, your brain will continue to look for proof to continue to believe that that is true. Woo! Did you hear that? That was a message from the universe if ever there was a huge message. Take the message I just said. I totally believe that happened right when it did, because you are meant to take this message to heart. What you want is completely possible for you. And not only is it possible for you, but as I've told you guys before in a video titled this, what you want wants you. What you want is meant for you, and it's actively trying to pursue you right now. Probably not even seeing it. I can't tell you how many times in my life it's happened to me. But it's when we release our resistance and we allow ourselves to believe in ourselves and to believe that it's possible and to stay open to how it comes to us. When we really allow ourselves to think this way, not only do we train our brains in the science, we train our brains, which causes our brain to look for more proof, to get new ideas, to be open to things we wouldn't have even noticed before, but we truly become an energetic magnet to exactly what we want and what you are here to experience in this lifetime. You want what you want because you're meant to experience it. This isn't just some pipe dream, okay? I don't care what people have told you before. It's meant for you. It's completely possible for you. And the more you look for examples like I've given you today of people who've accomplished incredible things that people have said were impossible, it really does help to build on your belief in what is possible and your belief in yourself. If there's one thing that I could give to every single one of you, the number one thing that I really do everything in my power to give to every single client I work with, it is belief in yourself. You are an incredible, remarkable being. You are an incredible, remarkable person who is capable of absolutely anything. You can have, do, and be anything that you want. You just got to get out of your own way. We all have to get out of our own way when we're blocking what's actually trying to come to us. And one of the ways that we do that is we got to stop saying it's impossible. We got to stop giving up on ourselves. And no matter what you see happening in your 3D reality, which by the way is only a delayed reaction of thoughts that you've been thinking for the last several weeks and months leading up to when you saw that happen. It's just a delayed reaction. Instead of that, persist in telling yourself that not only what you want is already on the way to you, but that you're meant for it. It's meant for you, no matter what you see in your 3D reality. And I'm telling you that every single time I've manifested the things in my life, especially the big things you guys have seen, like healing my body after years and years and years of illness, they all happened because I refused to believe that it was impossible. Because I always had this part of me that believed there had to be a way. There had to be another way that I could get there. Even if nobody had figured it out yet, I just kept believing that somehow it was possible. And it happened. And that is truly what it takes. So I intend with every ounce of my heart that this video helped you. If you hear this and you're like, yeah, totally, I get it. I want to believe that it's possible, but I feel confused and I don't know how to go about doing this. And you want me to take you through this step by step and customize this specifically for you. If you want me to help you make your impossible possible, then sign up for my coaching, one of my coaching packages. I sincerely cannot wait to help you and to work with you. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and give this video a big thumbs up. It only takes a second, but it really, really, truly does help me tremendously so that it tells YouTube to get these videos out to more people so that I can help more people exactly like you. You are worthy. You are remarkable. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.